Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I've got something from Temu. This is a $28 survival kit. Does it suck? Does it work? We're going to find out. Stay tuned. So this is not sponsored content. I bought this with my own money. I just was intrigued by a $28 survival kit, and I just wanted to see how good it was or how bad it was. I'll leave a link in the description below just in case you guys are interested. Again, not sponsored, doesn't help me at all, but, you know, just in case. Okay, so the whole thing is about 8.5 inches tall. It's about 6 inches wide, and it's about 6 inches deep. So weighs about 4 pounds, 2 ounces, and you do get a couple of morale patches on here. You get your med symbol on here. There is a med kit inside, but there's a bunch of other stuff as well. And then you get your black and white American flag. The pouch feels pretty decent, for being 28 bucks. It's feels like fairly decent material. You got really wide handles, so you can hold it here and hold it here. You've got a strap here to carry it like a bag, and you also have these straps that you can put through your MOLLE webbing and attach that to a regular pack. You also have a couple of D-rings on here, so lots of ways to attach this to your gear or to your person if you want. But you also have MOLLE webbing up here to put flashlights or whatever other quickly accessible items you want to put up there. Okay, let's go ahead and get into the bag itself. So got some, these are not YKK zippers or anything. They're just cheap zippers. There we go. Got caught on whatever that is. Looks like the shelter. You do have to go under the strap to unzip it all the way. I wonder if there's a way to, does this, yeah, there we go. So that is detachable, and then I do like that it opens up flat. That's really cool. So what do you get inside? You get an emergency shelter. So it's basically just a big Mylar bag that you can get inside. So at least you have some cover from the rain, and the reflective properties can keep you reasonably warm. So you get that. What's this? I think this is a poncho. Yeah, pretty sure this is a poncho. Again, for rain. It's very thin. This is very light. I doubt this would be good for any more than like a single use, but at least you have it. Let's see, what do we got in here? Oh, okay, so you got a waterproof phone case, so you can stick your phone in here and seal it up and keep it out of the rain, and if you got a cross body of water, you can keep it in there. You also have a lanyard in there with that, so that's pretty cool. Let's see what else we got here. We've got a camping lamp. It does not have batteries, so let me go inside and get some batteries, and we'll check this guy out. Looks like maybe it takes AA. Yeah, so 3 AA's. I'll be right back. Okay, got the batteries in there, and just got a single function button. So you got your flashlight, right? And then if you just pull up on this, you've got your lantern, and you can hang it with those. They also do just kind of sit there in place, and if you close it up, they actually clip into these little keepers down here, and there you go, just on and off. Very simple, but seems pretty decent for a cheapy little flashlight lantern, and I do like the size. So yeah, pretty cool. All right, let's see what else we got in here. We have, so this is very thin, very cheap material, by the way. But I think we have a little multi-tool in here. Yeah. So maybe it's just a shovel. Yeah, I think it's just a shovel. So let's screw this guy in here. Maybe. There we go. Okay. And then I believe we cinch this down, so if you want it to be like a regular shovel, cinch that down, and there you got your shovel. Looks like you also have a bottle opener and a saw. And it does saw. Here, let me get something else. So it is sawing. You know, it's not the greatest, but it's cutting in. So, all right, works kinda. And the shovel seems okay. You know, let's see if we can tighten it down just a little. There we go. There, got the slack out of it. So yeah, got a little spade. Not too bad. And then you can also untighten this and you can make it into a trenching tool, thusly. So now you can dig yourself into the dirt there with that, or that, either way. So yeah, not bad. Okay, next item here, we've got a very small first aid kit. Let's see what we got inside. All right, we got a bunch of safety pins. Those can be useful. So yeah, a lot of those. We got some little tweezers. Got some gauze, just a little pack of gauze. Actually, you got two of those. 2 packs of gauze. They call it a bandage, but it's gauze. Let's see what else we got in here. Oop. Got a tiny pair of very flimsy scissors. I wonder if they'll cut anything. Let's try this plastic. Yeah, they cut. Okay, so those work. They're just very, I don't know, just very thin. You see how much that bends, but anyways, they work. You got some medical tape, and we also have, what is that? I'm not sure exactly what that is. A little rubber piece. If you guys know, leave a comment. Got a ton of band-aids of various kinds. So you got the X style there. You got your traditional band-aids there. And then you got smaller ones over here. No, sorry, these are, you know, more the, you know, to close up a large cut. So, okay, so you got some shopkins there, as I call them, some options. And yeah, those are all the same. Those are all the same. Okay, so you got 3 different kinds of bandages, and you got quite a bunch, or quite a lot of them. And then got some larger gauze pads in here, 5 by 5 centimeter, and that's it. What else we got here? We got a D-ring, so you know, those come in handy. Plastic, so you're not going to be putting anything significant on there. Okay, and we got some stuff back here. Oh, I got a little fishing kit, so got a variety of hooks, a couple weights. You actually even have a little lure in there, and some fishing line, and yeah, a couple of floats in there as well, and a bunch of the attachments for your hooks. So yeah, that's pretty cool. You got an emergency whistle. And let's see what else we got. Okay, so we got some little pieces of rope here for fire starters, so you can pull these things apart. And then you got some dry tinder to start your fires. Let's see. Ooh, got a little multi-purpose tool here. The saw is, I can already tell, useless because it is not sharp at all. But all right, you got a can. Well, here you can see what we got here: can opener, knife edge, screwdriver, ruler, cap opener, 4-position wrench, butterfly wrench, saw blade, blah blah blah. I generally don't find these things very useful. They try and do a lot of things and end up doing nothing very well. And I don't know, I probably would not use this thing, this little tool. I mean, yeah, it's just not very useful in my experience. Okay. Oh, and we got more fire tinder in there. We got a saw. So you throw a couple, you get a couple sticks, stick it through there as your handle, and then you do one of these guys to saw off branches. They're okay, especially in a small kit where you can't fit a big saw. Okay, that was part of the med kit. What's this? Another very thin nylon pouch. We got another multi-tool. So we do have a hammer on there, and then on this side a little axe, and it chops. Okay. Let's see, got a little keeper down here. If we move that, we've got pliers. Okay, that's pretty cool. And it does have a little spring here to open it back up, but it doesn't open all that far. Let's see what else we got here. So close that back up. We've got another saw and a flathead screwdriver. Got a file on that side. We've got another can opener, another larger flat blade screwdriver tip. You got some essentially wrenches there for various sizes. Doesn't look like they'd be too useful because they're kind of rounded. Yet another saw. So, yeah, that one looks pretty cool. And you got a Phillips head screwdriver. And you got a knife. Let's check out the knife and see if it actually will cut anything. We got some, is this paracord? Yeah, looks like paracord. So, got a small amount of paracord. I'm not sure how many feet that is. I would guess 10, but if I figure it out, I'll put it up there. Let's see what else we got here. Oh, we got some glow sticks. Let's see, how many are in here? 2? Yeah, got 2 glow sticks in there. So, yeah, give yourself some illumination if you don't want to waste your battery on your flashlight. Got something in a little box here. What's this? Another knife. Okay, so I do like some redundancy in my kits. Yeah, and you do have where you can clip it onto your belt or your pack. Is that also the lock? No, it has no lock to it. You also do have a pocket clip on there. All right, we got to check it, see how she does with Bud-K paper. Okay. Yeah, cuts nice, very sharp. So again, pleasant surprise. I don't think we need the box and crap. Let's save some space with that. And we don't need this box and crap. Let's save some weight with that. Okay, so what else we got here? I guess that could be for your water bottle. So take the lid off, that goes on, the lid back on, and then you can attach this to your pack and have your water bottle, or you can even attach it to your belt. I think that's what that is, and it does unclip. We got a little ferro rod here. Get it open. Knife time. And it does come with a striker, which comes with a couple extra little tools on here. So you got your scraper, you've got a metric ruler, and then you've also got a hex bit in here, and you can also use that as a bottle opener. Let's see. Oop, drop something. Okay. Let's see, let's gotta scrape some of this material off. Well, it's basically scraped off there, but I'm not getting any sparks out of this guy. Alright, time to try it with the knife. I do have a 90 on my CRKT here. There we go. Yeah, now it's sparking. So, I think because this thing is painted, we're not getting good contact there with the ferro rod. But it does spark, so just use your pocket knife or something else. The scraper, not really useful. Okay, so there's that. Oh, okay, so you got a paracord bracelet in there. Okay, so you do have a very tiny compass on there, but it is working. That way is north, so yeah, awesome. And then you've got a very, very tiny ferro rod there in the middle of your clasp, and you do have a striker that's not painted, so that one would probably work. And there you go. And you got an emergency whistle, and that works. That's very loud. Wow. So yeah, pretty cool. What else we got here? We got a utensil. So again, man, they really like the whistles on here. So you got redundancy everywhere with these whistles. So we got, this is at least the third one now of whistles. It works. Pull that out, and yeah, you got a knife, another bottle opener. Man, everybody wants you to be popping open your beverages, but got a spork. Yeah, not bad. This is just a cheap plastic sheath for that. I doubt this is very sharp. Yeah, this is more like butter knife sharp. So, you know, just for meal prep. And then you do get a lanyard if you want. You can, I guess, thread it through that tiny little hole. And that would be fairly challenging in my opinion. But hey, maybe you can do it. I'm not going to. Okay, we got something in a little white box here. And probably throw away the box. Oh, we got a flashlight. So, another piece of redundancy here. I'm not going to go inside and put batteries in this one. I think this is just a single AAA, or AA, I mean, yeah, single AA. I've had similar versions of this in the past in other cheap Chinese kits. They work, they're not super bright, they're not, I mean, it is aluminum, so at least it's not plastic, but, you know, you got another light, which is cool. Okay, what else we got in here? Got a bunch of Q-tips, so you could use those for both cleaning and for fire starting purposes. You know, just fluff up some of the cotton on the end of those. And I've got a emergency blanket, just a standard Mylar emergency blanket. So, cool. What else we got? Oh, got a little sling. So if you break your arm, you got a sling. Cool. And there's still something else in here. What is this? Oh, you got an actual reasonably sized compass. Let me open this guy. So, you know, pretty standard compass here. It is working. It is pointing north, which is roughly that way. And then, you know, this is the kind that you can use with your map. And you got millimeters and inches on here, so you can scale things appropriately and know how far away you are from your destination. You can also calculate your bearing. So, yeah, that's nice. But, yeah, it is also cool that you've got, like, you got 3 pouches in here that you can organize your equipment. And yeah, you've also got this little retention strap here that clips on there, so you can keep everything secure back there. You do have a little drain hole here for if you get water in it. And it does feel like the inside of the pouch is waterproofed, although I don't think the zipper is. But at any rate, you got a little bit of water protection for, you know, if you're walking around in the rain and that kind of thing and it's exposed to the elements. But yeah, all in all, for 28 bucks, you got a lot of stuff in there. Not all of it necessary. There's a few things I would probably not include, like that little multi-tool. I'm not a huge fan of these saws, but I guess it's nice that it's in there. This, I would just rather have paracord than this nonsense we got. I mean, that compass, the little button compasses aren't very useful in my opinion. We already have another ferro rod and whistle and everything, so I think this is probably not something I would put in there. I mean, the rest of it seems pretty useful, so probably would add some more medical stuff. I'd probably also supplement with a reasonable knife. I don't trust these cheapy ones for survival, so throw a decent knife in there, and you got a reasonable kit, especially for 28 bucks. So I think you get a lot of value here. You know, it's just, you got to know that a lot of the stuff is cheap, and this should be like a last resort kind of thing. But it's nice that it, you know, it's all packaged up and you got a nice way to organize all your stuff. So anyways, guys, just thought you might be interested in the Temu survival kit. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, and I will see you on the next one. Thanks for watching.